In this video, I will talk about homeostasis and hormones. I'll make a multi-part video to describe this process. So this one is just part one, and it will basically cover the big picture of what homeostasis is about. So first of all, what does normal body temperature mean to you? When I think of normal body temperature, I always think that it should be around 36 to 37 degrees Celsius. If it's in that range, it will be considered normal. But my question for you is, how does it stay around this range? So for example, when it's very cold outside or very warm outside, why does your body temperature not rise or drop? Why does it not do that? Now the reason for this is because of the process homeostasis. Your body can make sure to maintain this normal level due to homeostasis. Homeostasis, and the problem is, if your body were not able to do homeostasis, the numbers would go below 36 and above 37, and this would lead to big issues, and your body wouldn't be able to work. If it wasn't able to stay in this range, you wouldn't be able. Your enzymes in your body that does all the functions of your body wouldn't be able to work anymore, and you would die. So this is why it's important. So I can also bring up many other things. It's not just the body temperature. So for example, I can bring up your normal body CO2 concentration. So the amount of CO2 you have in your body, that should also be maintained. If there's too much of that, you might also have issues. Also your blood pH. If your blood was too acidic or too basic, that could also lead to problems. Your normal body's blood glucose concentrations. So we know that people with diabetes have not normal blood glucose levels, and this is because of their homeostasis isn't properly maintained. So this is why this is also important, and your water balance. So to make sure that you don't get dehydrated, and your body actually does this for you. This is why you get thirsty, and homeostasis does this for you. You get thirsty, or when you're starting to get dehydrated. So depending what the normal value is, your body will make sure it stays at that normal value no matter what it is, whether that's temperature, water balance, blood glucose, blood pH, or CO2 concentration, and more. These are just to name a few. So specifically, the definition then of homeostasis would be the control process that maintains conditions within these limits, within these normal limits. That is what homeostasis is, the thing that controls this number. And hormones would be considered the substance that gets homeostasis on the way. So hormones is what allows homeostasis to occur. So homeostasis is just a process, or hormones is what actually takes the action. This is what your body makes in order to make this normal number be achieved. So what makes homeostasis happen? So we know, we just talked about the hormones. They help it happen, and that's in the endocrine system. Endocrine is just your hormonal system. It's the whole system, because you don't only release hormones from one place, you release it from many different places, which I'll talk about just now after this. And so from different places, these hormones do specific things. A hormone doesn't just do one thing. Each different hormone would do have a specific purpose in your body. The other system that can do it is your nervous system. So that's your brain, the peripheral nervous system, the central nervous system. But this system I focus on in previous videos, which you can go and take a look at. But for now, we're just going to focus on the endocrine system as a way to maintain homeostasis. So here we have and again, this video is it's very basic. It's just an overall picture. If you want to find out more details, you'd have to watch my next videos where I go into more detail on specific functions of specific hormones in my part 2 and part 3. So this is your endocrine system. It's not that complicated, but first let's try and label it. So let's look at this one first. You have your ovaries. The ovaries, that's if you're a female. You have the ovaries that basically their purpose is to produce hormones such as estrogen and progesterone, which are female hormones. You have the testes in the male, which produce testosterone. So with these basically are what make you male and female. Then you have the adrenal gland, which is there above your pancreas, and this one is what produces adrenaline or epinephrine when you're in the fight or flight mode. Your thyroid gland is here in your neck, and this is what controls metabolism. So this is a big part in growing children. Your metabolism will increase as you grow up. Pituitary gland. This is another hormonal. These are all hormonal glands, so places that release hormones, and the hormones have different functions depending where they are released from. So the pituitary gland in your brain releases different kind of hormones, and its main function is to regulate your temperature. So when you get too warm, it will ensure that your body is reestablishes its normal body temperature. And then lastly, there's the islets of Langerhans, which is in your pancreas. And what they do is they make sure that your blood glucose levels are maintained. So they will release insulin or glucagon to make sure that you don't have a high blood sugar, like the diabetics do. Because diabetics, basically this doesn't work and they can't maintain it properly. Therefore, they need machines to be able to do it for them. And that is it for this video. It's just a basic overall summary of what is going on, and in the part 2 and part 3, I will go into more detail on more specifics on this matter. I hope you enjoyed, and ask questions in the comments.